Thank God. 0304, kicking your door. Posted by Busy Bee Store, Latina and Chocolate.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Night Shift Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Dani Orphic, here, joined by my lovely, sexy co-host, bruh. Say what's goody, bruh.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, man. It's been, how long has it been since the last episode?
Probably like 2 months, I think.
I think it's been about a month or so. The reason why...
It's been a while.
The reason why I've been gone, at least...
Activation.
Yeah, exactly.
Why? I just got out.
Oh, damn.
Legally, I escaped.
How was that? How was prison, man?
It was alright. The air conditioning could have been a bit better, though.
Where were you in prison? Were you in taxation in, Canada, or was it, in the various other countries you terrorize?
Prison.
Damn, sheesh. Any baddies in there? Any good roommates?
Peg Leg Billy.
Ooh, sounds like an interesting character.
Fly and Rupert II.
How good do you think you do?
Boys.
How good do you think you do in prison? Let's be honest. Be real.
I'd probably die like the day.
Why is that?
I would die the day before. The day I get it, I'd just be gone.
Why is that though? Would you piss somebody off, or would you just end up offing yourself because you can handle the pressure?
I just an easy target for them to just shank me.
Really? They might think otherwise. They might try to recruit you because you're a big dude. You're pretty intimidating.
I guess, I am. Yeah, there is a sense that I'm beefy, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm not like that.
Yeah, they might want that ass though. They might want that nice white ass. Who knows? You might just become you might be holding some pockets, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Sure.
So, what do you want to talk about first things first, buddy? Because I have a story I want to get into. I had a story.
It's a good starting point. You can kind of bring everyone to starting. I'm going to talk about the weirdest thing I saw while I was taking a walk once.
All right, you were hyping this up for a bit. But first, before we do that, I want to give a quick shout out to the Night Shift shop. We have all the sexy merch that you see the homeboy Dan Shoot wearing. You see my homies wearing it. I have had other people buy it besides Dan Shoot, I promise. But go check that out. If you want to get into contact with getting some merch for yourself, please let me or bruh know. Continue.
Yeah. get the shirts.
Yeah. Continue, please and thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, start off with a little story. Here's my story. One day I was at a walk. I was on this and I was going around where I was walking. There's this around the corner where you go up a hill. There's this pile of rock. I guess for people to sit.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of one of these rocks, there was a guy, young guy, skinny guy, tall, I presume around early 20s. And he was completely covered in what I always describe as Mad Max gear. He was wearing an army jacket and goggles and a beanie and a scarf.
Yo.
I'm pretty sure you could see only his nose, nothing else.
What?
This guy. And he was singing these weird nonsense songs. They weren't so he was just doing
so he was nutting harmonically.
His hands he was singing opera and just dancing around and running around.
That's fucking
And then
sick.
after he was done that, you see the hop on his bike and get away. And the way he posed on the bike, he looked like a goblin or something. Very strange.
That's awesome.
So
did you get a picture of
that
him or
was
something?
I saw once. That's a good starting point.
Did you talk to him or anything?
I just kind of looked at him and I just kind of walked away quickly.
That's what I would.
I don't know what the hell's going on with him.
I feel like if I was there, I'd try to strike conversation with him or something. I always get interested in talking to crazy people.
That'd probably be interesting. Yeah.
Speaking of crazy people, that brings me into my story actually. The reason why I wanted to record today, at least, is because I'm leaving the country for a few days. On Saturday, I leave for Iceland. So I knew that I wanted to get back into the mix. But before I get into the story, I do want to talk about why at least I wasn't down for recording. That's because it's summer vacation. That's usually the time where I steer clear of any big projects. I just spend the time either hanging out with friends almost every day or just chilling and doing my own thing, getting away from all the pressure and things like that. Because as usual, my summer break consists of is staying as far away from just shit, because I just want to do my own thing. But speaking of crazy people, this happened, I want to say 2, maybe 3 years. No, this was right before the virus started, so about a year ago. And I remember that I was in Mexico. It was the only vacation I've been on outside of the Canada since the virus. That was the first vacation I've been on and since a year, you know what I mean? That's my last vacation out of the country. So we spent there a week there, and I absolutely fucking loved it. And something with the vacation spot that we were at is that the resort that we were chilling at is connected to a beach. But in order to get to the beach, you have to walk like on a bridge and like go onto the beach itself. And that's where through the bridge, it's like wilderness. There's a bunch of forest. There's like monkeys jumping from tree to tree, birds flying by. It's a really beautiful scene. And I remember I was looking at it and it's like super, super humbling. And it was really nice to look at. And there was like this huge rave going down at the resort. And I remember, I think I was with my cousin, who I want to have on this podcast eventually. So me and my cousin, we were just kind of chilling. We left the little rave thing. We didn't really spend too much time there because it was full of like, just kind of sketch. It's kind of a sketch crowd. And we weren't really down for that. So we were a little sauced because in Mexico they don't give a shit about the drinking age, especially in resorts. They do not care whatsoever.
I would. At the very least, it's low. I think I've heard that.
What do you mean it's low?
I don't know. I think compared to us, like, it's pretty low.
No, I think it's 21 as well. I'm not sure. But like
younger.
Even if it's like 16, I wasn't 16 at the time, so it wouldn't have mattered. So I remember that we were. It was like what 2 in the morning? Not 2 in the morning. Sorry, like 1 in the morning, or like 12 at night or something like it's dark. Like the activity is getting low besides the party. So me and him want to go to the beach to take some pictures, which we did. And so in order to get there, as I said before, you have to walk through the bridge. It's a short walk through the bridge. It's about like 20 seconds. And the thing is, when you're walking on the bridge in the daytime, at least, you can see past the forest. You can see like the resort and stuff like that. But at nighttime, it's just pitch black with animals like lurking around. You can see eyes like in the trees and things like that. Like you have this vibe that somebody's
It's like Freddy Fazbear, like 5 Nights at Freddy's. You open up like the door and you just see like Bonnie. And it's like that.
Think Madagascar, like the movie meets Freddy Fazbear. That's like kind of the vibe, yeah. And me being
get off my feet. Yeah, okay.
Me being like pretty sauced alongside my cousin, it was a little frightening view. And I remember like, okay, let's just like power walk through here and just kind of skedaddle. And then I remember I was like hearing behind us like the wood creaking because I think it was a wooden bridge. And I look behind me like, what the fuck is that? I look behind and I see like the silhouette of a man. I don't even see the man himself. And that's the scariest part. So I thought. And I was like, oh, I guess I at first thought he was a guy from the party because the way he was walking looked like he was drunk. And he was like groaning a little bit too. So going making that kind of noise while like
Minecraft zombie noise.
Yeah, kinda. And like
we'd be like
exactly. And he was like sluggishly like walking towards us, and I was like, what the fuck? No, yeah. So me and him power walk even further, and if we go like in like kind of near the water, we can't see him anymore, or like he can't see us anymore at least, but we can kind of see him because like the light's still shining onto him from the street lights above the bridge, and we still only see a silhouette, right? And he stumbles into a shack, and we're like, oh, okay. So we decided that while he's in there, we're gonna book it because I'm like, this is giving me, you get that feeling in your stomach that something's gonna happen, like before a jump scare in a movie.
Maybe.
Like like watching a scary movie or like watching a horror game, you know that like the jump scare's about to happen, but you don't know when it's gonna happen.
Like Freddy Fazbear.
Sure, like Freddy. Let's see what thinking of Freddy Fazbear today.
Well, I don't know why I think of scary things. I think of Freddy Fazbear. Because when I was a child, I was unironically terrified of FNAF.
We all were, but anyways, I felt that feeling in my stomach, and I go running. So me and him run to the top, and we're like, okay. Or no, we went to like the middle of it. We're at the middle of the bridge. We look behind us, and he's not following us. Like we could tell he's not okay. Like okay, that's fine. So we keep walking, and then I get the feeling that someone's watching me. I got the feeling again. So I turn around, and I see him there, but just standing idly, and I see that he's holding something like a two-handed like elongated thing. I'm like, is that what I think it is? I hear him rev it. He starts screaming at the top of his lungs. I'm being serious about this. I'm being dead serious about this. Starts screaming like he just hit a crack pipe. And then he starts chasing us, and he's holding this two-handed machine, this chainsaw above his head, and starts sprinting towards us. I look at my cousin and I say, I'm sorry. And I sprint as fast as I can, and he stayed put. My cousin stayed put. He didn't even move at all. He went, wait, what? I didn't even notice what was going on. So I dart, and I've never ran this fast in like Adidas slides in my life. I remember I jumped through like a wooden vendor stand, and I hid. And I hid there for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And I peek my head up, right? I'm like on like lurk mode because it's so much adrenaline's pumping through me. Heart's beating hella fast. I peek up like, where am I? Oh no, my cousin's dead. Like I legit thought my cousin just got brutally murdered. I was like, yo, like how come I didn't hear him scream? I look up, I see my cousin. I'm like, what the fuck? And he's walking super slowly. And I'm like, did he get hurt? And I go up to him like, what are you doing? He goes, dude, that was a leaf blower. The guy was fucking with us. I was so convinced. I was so convinced.
Trying to screw with the two little white boys.
I was so convinced I was gonna get put on a t-shirt, bro. I was so convinced. Oh, one of the scariest stories of my life turned out to be just a big fluke. I'm so cheesed about that.
I was gonna say when the guy was chasing you, I meant just like Foxy running down the hall.
Oh, you and Five Nights at Freddy's, bro. Jeez. Okay. Well, what's your favorite Five Nights at Freddy's game then? Since we're getting into this topic now.
Okay, mind you, I think I have a weird relationship with FNAF because I think by all means the games are kind of shitty.
Ah,
but the media surrounding it is good.
Really? I think the opposite.
The media. I'm talking in terms of like YouTube because there's a bunch of like YouTube fan made videos of it, which are very good.
Really?
The one I really recommend is the Walton Files, but they show.
Oh,
that
yeah.
one especially, it's very good and like actually, well, it doesn't scare, but it is freaky.
He showed it to the shift squad, by the way. When he says us, he's talking about like a little click that started this whole thing.
Oh yeah. There's also a FNAF VHS, which got the whole thing running, and then another one called, I forgot the name of it, but it was another show called Agent P-Man 1, where the concept was, it was like a Freddy Fazbear like kids game that was haunted. That too was good.
Yo, that's crazy.
Thing. I think my favorite FNAF game is probably the first one because, like, I think atmosphere-wise, I don't know, it's very simple. I think it does a very good job at, like, spooky pizza restaurant with weird Chuck E. Cheese furries.
Damn.
Yeah, by all means, all the games are kind of shitty.
Yeah.
That's probably the one where I think if it just stayed at that one little game, just one little flavor of the week, I probably would have been cool with it. It just didn't.
Yeah, I feel like
to a giant series with a plot. Just for people compared to Evangelion in terms of complexity.
I feel like
at that point, so it's like, what the fuck?
I feel like with the case of FNAF, it's like the whole point of the other games was for money, but it also was a good opportunity to branch out the plot of it, which I thought was kind of great. I don't think he had the intention of making a full like story with it. The developer's name Scott Pilgrim. What the fuck? I don't know.
Scott Cawthon.
Oh, Scott Cawthon. There we go. I don't think his intention was to make a whole entire plot around it. I think the intention was like, okay, one game and like we'll see how it does. I don't think the whole thing was like super planned out. Maybe it was. I don't know. You mentioned
it was planned out. I'm saying that no, that's the problem. Because I think if he just, I think he saw the amount of like moolah and all the crazy shit that was going on with it. To me, it's like, I don't know. How do I explain this? It's just to me. I think he should have just like realized that should have just stayed that way. Yeah, I was making a lot of moolah. But it's not something where, unless you do very radical changes to the game, which it did not do every FNAF game, except for the new one that's coming, which is like a 3D game. It's basically the same thing with added bells and whistles. It just should have stayed, like I said, just one little game that's kind of like a flavor of the week. It shouldn't have devolved into this whole giant nonsense franchise. It's like Pokemon size.
That's a unique take on it.
Pokemon is the kind of game where you can expand it and make a massive series.
Oh yeah, for sure.
FNAF is not.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. But you mentioned the Walton Files, was it? The Watson Files?
Yes, the Walton Files.
So I remember I, and Dan, we all watched this. Can you explain to the listeners what that is?
Basically, the Walton Files is a FNAF. Okay, it's not connected to FNAF. Really, it's an alternate universe. It surrounds around a similar franchise of weird, freaky pizza robots. And I don't want to spoil too much because I think it's one of those things where if you look at it blind, go into it without really knowing anything, it's very interesting. But I will say, it basically takes the concept of FNAF and expands on it, improves on it, and does a lot of these interesting twists. It's not just generic, kill the children. It's like, it's actually kind of interesting and a little more in-depth. I also think, in general, the formula of, rather than being a video game, a bunch of YouTube videos that the whole concept, they're meant to be like these employee training VHS tapes from like the 80s with the elevator jazz and all that. They're just haunted.
Yeah, they're really well made.
And even rare from like that kind of stuff to like one of them, there's a section where it's like a cartoon. And then my favorite of the one's Bunny Farm. It's based on basically like a let's play of some old arcade game. It's just a lot more interesting, and I just think it does a better job at doing what FNAF. I don't know what FNAF should have been.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right.
It's what FNAF should have been. That's what I think they could describe it as.
Oh, that's actually a good take on it. I remember like exactly what you said. I feel like if you haven't watched it before, I watched like what did I watch? Like half of it with you.
I watched like I think the first two, We watched like the first three, and then let's see, we watched like a bit of we watched like a half of Bunny Farm, and then we didn't get to the last episode. Right as of now, they're gonna make more. I think actually the guy said that this month he's gonna try to create like a teaser for.
Oh yeah. But what I was gonna say is I find that like if you haven't seen it before, it's like it's really poorly designed, but intentionally poorly designed. Like it looks.
He said, I think the guy said literally the intention with. It's not poorly designed in like the art's bad. The art is good. The guy who does it is a good artist.
Yeah. No.
But
yeah.
He said the point is it's meant to look really weird, creepy.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
You can understand a guy trying to like, okay, this is gonna be cute for the kids. The kids would like shitting their pants.
Yeah.
They do look freaky and weird.
They definitely look. I wouldn't say they like the whole point of it is like it doesn't thrive. Like FNAF thrives off of like the jump scare aspect along with the atmosphere, but it leans way more to jump scare. Think FNAF, but the scary part of it is the atmosphere that it provides, because it doesn't seem that scary, but the design of it seems scary on its own without it actually like being like, when you think of a scary design, you think like, I don't know, like a mangled corpse, like reanimated type deal. But yeah, this is like completely the opposite. It's okay. But like this is like completely the opposite. It's super like wholesome. It's almost something that it's like how to explain it, like a liminal space type deal. Like it's like a fever dream. You ever seen those like pictures on the internet? It's like, here's this picture that looks super familiar, like liminal space. It's literally like yeah.
You don't know the name of it, but
you recognize it. Yeah, and that's the thing with it. It's like, imagine liminal space is horror. And that's why I liked it a lot. But the thing is, it's so complex and long. It takes dedication. It's not just like, oh, watch this and I'll like carry on with my life. Like you need to like either binge it or space it out. Kind of like.
What I like about the Wilton Files is, well, it does have jump scares, and like it does have those. It's more about like unsettling and like disturbing you. The kind of horror where a good point in front of my list about jump scares is they just startle you. Being scared is that even after it, like a few minutes after you've been like scared, you're still scared. With jump scares, once the fear goes away,
you have that sense of relief after.
Is that even after it still messes with you, and that's what the one file does. Like I said, it does have jump scares. It does have your standard spooks, but it's a lot more creative and like dark with that kind of stuff.
But I feel like the jump scares
because of it. And like I said, I'm a big believer of my favorite kind of horror is the kind where by all means it isn't scary. It's not conventionally scary with like that kind of shit like ghosts and all that.
Yeah.
But it's more just like weird, and the horror comes from you just don't get it. It's very disturbing and like uncanny, and that's why it's freaky. I'm not explaining this good, but like it does have like conventional scares, but it's more about being like surreal and like off. He said himself that the intention with the series was to make it like a fever dream.
Yeah, because as I was gonna say, I find that the jump scares are more so artistic, and to bring in almost as a reminder that yes, this is like a scary, like your traditional scary thing, but mixed with his own like kind of style. And I really do appreciate that because it's so fucking dope. It is awesome. I really do think that. Now going to our next segment, this is something that me and Bro really wanted to get into, because this is kind of like a big inspiration behind like the media that we took into that we're doing is podcasting. At least for me, because I have done YouTube. I started YouTube in the 6th grade, and then I carried that on a little bit into the 9th grade, and then eventually I got bored of it. But I did find myself making music as well, and now I kind of find a middle ground between that, and this is podcasting. But I do want to kind of pay homage to the thing that kind of started this, which is music. So we're going to list you some albums we want you to listen to. Bruh, I'll let you take the wheel.
I'm going to start with my album.
Yes, sir.
I just brought in one, but I think next episode I'm going to bring more. I want to talk about Weasels With My Flesh.
I have no clue what that is. Oh, of course.
1970. This is an I would say it's one of my favorites of his. It's an album I do quite like. It is pretty good. But it's a record that I'm talking about, not because it's like really even a recommendation, more of it. It's an album you just gotta hear because of how weird it is. It's quite interesting. I have to say, of all of Zappa's records, as someone who was getting to stuff, probably the most weirded out I've been by his records.
Didn't that guy do Blackface?
It's just really dark, rustic, and like greasy. I don't know what it is, but it's like
Wait. Didn't he?
Gritty in a way, but it's not like.
Wait.
It's
Did,
just
wait.
like, just
Wait. Didn't he do?
freaky.
Didn't he do Blackface in like an album cover?
Uh,
He did. Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
We talked about that. He did Blackface in a cover. That was crazy, yo.
Alright. Back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some good songs to demonstrate what I'm talking about. Okay, first there's Directly From My Heart to You, which is like the cover of a Little Richard song. It's like this bluesy thing, but it's got like this weird high pitched vocals and a guy playing a fiddle. Good like, blues fiddle. And then there's the song which actually got me into Zappa. My Guitar Wants to Kill Your Mama.
I beg your
song
pardon?
Which is about a hippie who's really pissed off at his girlfriend's parents to call him a bum and all that. And
Yikes.
this is one of my favorite bits in Zappa's music in general. And it's the bit where in that song there's like instrumental break, and it starts up with these like weird screechy flutes, and then it goes into these very like chunky horns.
That's
and
so
then
weird.
It ends off with like an acoustic guitar solo, and just the way it flows and everywhere, it's just really satisfying.
Yo, that's actually
another
weird.
good one. Might be actually my favorite song on the album. It's called Oh No, which is a song which is basically Frank Zappa making fun of like the Beatles, like peace and love mites, and how it's all just a bunch of bullshit, how they don't live with
Damn,
it.
sending
It's a great
shots at the
example
Beatles.
of Zappa's just witty, sarcastic writing, very cynical, and I got a kick out of it.
Yeah.
And before we get to like the real insane track, the one more I'm going to bring up, I like the song "The Orange County Lumber Truck." Oh, that's another one. The Orange County Lumber, which is really nice, like acoustic, but it's like an instrumental, jazzy, like horns thing.
Damn.
There's also a song called "Get a Little," which is like total stoner guitar.
Oh, I like that kind of
The
stuff.
album is at best, if you ask me, when it gets into the weird shit. Like a good
Oh,
example
yeah.
of that is Frank Zappa's tribute to his favorite jazz musician. The song is called "The Eric Dolphy Memorial Barbecue." It's just this weird jam session like marimbas. And then there's probably the weirdest song, I think, probably the most weird of the versions I've ever been by a Zappa song. The song is called "Prelude to an Afternoon of a Sexually Aroused Gas Mask," which begins off as
Wait, did you say sexually aroused gas mask?
Yes.
What
and
the fuck?
It starts with like this weird avant-garde cacophony thing of just like saxophones, and then it goes into a weird choir of like crackheads like giggling to themselves, and it's genuinely unnerving.
Yo, what
There's also a song called Dwarf Nebula Processional March and Dwarf Nebula, which begins as this like weird waltz and then gets into like weird sound effects. And then the album ends with the title track, which is just this horrific wave of screechy guitars. It's a very strange album that
I'll definitely listen to that.
I can't recommend because I think people will like it listening to it.
Yeah.
I'm recommending it because it's a fascinating record that like, if you like or just want to hear this kind of shit, it's fascinating.
Can I?
Album, like,
Yeah.
so,
I'm gonna give my. Originally, I was gonna do a rap album, but because you're talking about like some rock type shit, I kind of wanted to like copy you. So I decided to do mine on LSD and the Search for God. Yeah, have you ever heard of that band before?
the name rings a bell.
So their self-titled album is what I'm talking about specifically. It's not an album; it's an EP. It's like 5 songs in it, I think. So
How long is it?
let me look on Spotify. I think it's like 18 minutes. Not long at all. Wait, let me see. EP 5 songs, 22 minutes actually, which is insane for 5 songs. So, I've listened to this album a few times, but I never listened to it for the sake of like, oh, I really feel this shit. Oh yeah. Okay, as I was saying.
Design.
So, LSD and the Search for God. I'm not entirely sure where they're from. Or like what they're really unknown because they have not made music since 2016. And before that, the only album they had was the one I'm talking about, which was in 2007. So that's 9 years apart, at least on streaming services. There might be something different on like SoundCloud.
Do they have like solo careers? Or
No,
solo bands?
I don't think so. I think LSD is just a few people. I actually have no clue what the band's about. But this,
maybe I'm thinking maybe like they just broke up and now they have like solo careers.
I don't know. Maybe they did. I kind of doubt it because they're a part of a subgenre of rock music called shoegazers, which I'm sure you know what that is.
I do know what shoegaze.
Yeah.
Is like the weird trippy rock that like My Bloody Valentine does.
Exactly. My Bloody Valentine. I fucking love them. I gotta say, if you're gonna like do psychedelics, don't listen to this album, or do listen to it, depending on how like crazy you want to get into it. But basically, I've listened to the whole album 1,000 times, and I cannot name you a single song from it. The reason why is because I put it on as background music, and that's the thing that I feel when people do album reviews. They kind of go into detail about everything. But this is an album that I just listen to when I want to have background noise. But there is one song that I do know, and I listen to it all the time, and this is called Starting Over. And that's like their lead single for the thing. That's about the most popular song of all time with a few million streams. And the thing with Starting Over, it sounds like you're underwater. It makes you feel like you're submerged. But in not in like a claustrophobic way, but more like you're floating underwater and you're just kind of just vibing. The way I can explain
Sounds
it,
like an old Nintendo game, like fucking
no,
think
think
or like Aquatic Ambience.
think
Yeah, that sounds
no,
good.
literally think you're tripping balls. Like you don't need to do drugs. You can just do that. You can just listen to this album and then it's like doing drugs for you, for free. That the reason why I like it is because it helps me think whenever I'm like kind of vibing or like shopping it up with my girl or like things like that. And like occasions where I want to chill out and like I don't know, play Minecraft, listen to the music, I always fall on this album because it's so insanely relaxing. But Starting Over has beautiful angelic vocals. The pre-hook and the hook is just gorgeous. It's so simple too. The guitars are insane. It's so experimental, and the production is just think like a rock version of Playboi Carti. That's the way I can explain these guys. It is so insanely like it's trippy. It's so trippy, and I absolutely adore it. And I don't really know why.
If I can ask,
Yeah.
what song would you recommend our listeners begin with?
Okay, I have a few. I guess Starting Over obviously is one of them. And I do think Backwards is also a good one too. Backwards is really good because they're both like chill. All their songs are super, super chill. But like what you said, most people probably wouldn't listen to it simply because it's so like out of like boundaries for a lot of people. Like when I first started getting into shoegazing, I got into My Bloody Valentine, and this was a step for me. Because My Bloody Valentine is already known for like being like super out there. But this is just like, if aliens could make music in English, that's kind of what this would be. If that makes any sense.
I hear ya.
Yeah, it's definitely great. But also a bonus, since that's a kind of a short thing, a bonus thing that I want to get into is In Tongues by Joji. This is something that I do genuinely know. I have listened to this EP a quintillion amount of times. Joji, by far my favorite singer of all goddamn time, and you know this, bruh, because I never shut up about Joji. The thing with this EP, again, it's very much so like you're underwater. It feels very like it's trippy. It's psychedelic. You don't need to do LSD. You don't need to do acid. You don't need to do shrooms. You don't need to do K2. You could just listen to this, and then you'd be like, yo, I feel at peace, you know? It makes you feel so
I need to
peaceful.
listen to more Joji.
You do. Trust me.
I think I like him. What song would you recommend for our listeners?
All right, and that's what I recommend. In Tongues, his debut EP. The first thing you'll find, or like, sorry, the latest thing on his Spotify or like whatever. Like that's his oldest shit on streaming platforms. My personal favorite song on In Tongues is Bitter Fuck and Demons. I think those are two really beautiful songs. It's so simplistic, but at the same time so complex. To say more, but to say less, I find that it's just beautiful, yeah. It's so like angelic. It's super, super chill, and it gets the job done for like the chill stuff. So, for you, I recommend Will He. I think you probably have heard that before.
I think I have.
It's
I mean,
about
Joji isn't too much of my style, so don't. So I do say from what I have. I mean, of course, I do like it.
Yeah.
Nice shit.
I do. I'm very proud of him though. Like what he's been doing, like how he's gone so far up.
It is good how he went from making videos of his friends eating cake they made out of their excrement to making like.
So now making music you
Right,
hear in your
music.
grocery store. It's so crazy to think
That was a
about.
great quote I saw about that on YouTube. When somebody went, nowadays Joji's the kind of person Filthy Frank would make fun of.
Honestly, yeah, that's exactly it. But to be honest, the song that I would recommend off that EP, because it's such an easy listen for newcomers, would be World Star Money. Mainly because like it's a TikTok song now, which kind of bums me out a bit, but it's such a fucking good song. It's so beautiful. I wish I could play it on here. I really do.
Voices.
Oh yes, they can. Welcome back, everybody. All right, after that short break, we're now going to get into the big thing for this episode, something that me and Bruh both wanted to do. Bruh, take us away. Explain what we're doing.
Basically, there's a website which allows you to put in it's like, you know, Hunger Games. Basically, it's a site where you can put a bunch of names and it generates its own Hunger Games.
Exactly. So we have 24 names in total. Should we say what the names are first?
Sure.
Probably
Say all the
should.
names.
All right. So we have me, we have Bruh. So Danny Orphick and Bruh. Then next up in this line in District 2, we have an E-girl and a blue-haired girl. Perfect setup in my opinion, not gonna lie. And in District 3, we have in District 3, we got Big Ed and Call Me Carson set up for a classic duo. District 4, we have
Big Ed. Who's that again?
Big Ed is the male hair man. Remember that guy?
Alright.
Super short, no neck. Pangoose.
Mailman.
Yeah, in District 4, we got Pangoose Zero, aka Moist Critical, featuring up with 2 Mad. District 5 is Keemstar and Dream. District 6 is iDubbbz and Filthy Frank, the Dream Team, as we all know. But since we're putting them, I feel like I gotta pay homage to Anything for Views and Max Mofo coming in at District 7. District 8, we have The Average Dream Stand and BTS. The entire BTS group combined into one person. Because I don't care to look up the actual group members. In District 9, we have Nico and Orlin. Nico Avocado and his boyfriend, of course. And District 10, we have Joey's World Tour.
The icons.
Yeah. In District 10, we have Joey's World Tour and PewDiePie. District 11, Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. And District 12, Darkside Phil and Big Chungus. I couldn't think of another name, so I just crammed Big Chungus in there.
You really want to bring up a deep again?
We ran out of ideas before we started, dude. All right. As the tributes, let's get right into this, boys. As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Bruh and Anything for Views fight for a bag. Anything for Views gives up and retreats. Bruh remains victorious. Oh, goddamn. Starting off strong, bruh. Okay. Big Chungus flees from the cornucopia. Average Dream fan runs away from the cornucopia. Jacksepticeye stabs Joey's World Tour in the back with a trident, killing him instantly.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
He's going to use it for food and warmth.
Oh, Jesus. BTS runs away, Big Ed runs away, Pangoose runs away, E-Girl runs away, TK runs away, 2 Mad runs away, Keemstar, Filthy Frank fight Nico and iDubbbz. Nico and iDubbbz survive. So Keemstar and Filthy Frank just got bodied. Wow, I really wanted them to last longer than that. That's upsetting. Shame.
You can't stop those two.
You cannot. Call Me Carson gathers as much food as he can. Max Mofo takes a sickle from the inside of the cornucopia. Orland runs away, blue-haired girl runs away, Darkside Phil stabs Dream in the back with a trident as well, killing him instantly. Oh my God. Oh jeez, the bloodbath is kicking in. Markiplier and PewDiePie both run away from the cornucopia. Alright, now we're getting into the first day. Pangoose Zero stalks Orland. Markiplier defeats Nico in a fist fight, but spares his life? Oh my God. I would pay good money to see like a boxing match between those two.
This should be like a whole.
I could see a fan made. I could see like a fan made animation.
Like deeper than all animes.
Hell yeah! Max Mofo goes hunting. Call Me Carson injures himself while running away. TK kills Big Chungus for his supplies. Oh my goodness! Ho-ho! Oh, I'm coming out swinging. Big Chungus, I just bodied him. Oh my goodness gracious. An average Dream stand receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. BTS decapitates iDubbbz with a sword? Oh, wow. Oh my God.
Wow.
That's unreal.
Unstoppable.
Oh, geez. Oh, get this. Darkside Phil is unable to convince PewDiePie to not kill him. That's a yikes. So PewDiePie is dead. Oh, no. Hey, sorry. Darkside is dead. I read that wrong. All right.
Oh,
now get... Now get this. Get this. Bruh chases 2 Mad into the woods. Oh, God. Yikes. So there has been 7 bodies already in the first day of the Hunger Games. We have Joey's World Tour.
The first day? Holy
oh, yikes. It's yikes. And the seven deceased candidates is Joey's World Tour, Keemstar, Filthy Frank, Dream, Big Chungus, iDubbbz, and Darkside Phil. Rest in peace to these fallen heroes. Now, into night 1. TK cooks his food before putting his fire out. Who cares? Blue-haired girl, PewDiePie, E-girl, and Pangoose Zero both sleep in the shifts, which is like a cave, I think. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Bruh shoots a poisonous blow dart into Call Me Carson's neck, slowly killing him as he watches in the trees. Oh!
Slowly die.
No, he died immediately. Yikes. Anything for Views. Okay, get this. Anything for Views climbs a tree to rest. That's not accurate. He would break that tree immediately.
He's hanging from like a fucking orangutan.
He's like a bat hanging upside down or some shit. All right. Oh wow. The average dream stand sets off an explosive, killing Markiplier instantly. Holy shit.
Markiplier's gone.
By the average dream stand. Wow. That is tough. Well, with that explosive takeaway, that brings us to day 2. Max Mofo discovers a cave. No one gives a shit. The average dream stand couldn't handle herself and commits suicide. Yikes. After bodying Markiplier, she couldn't handle the pain that she just put herself through, not alone him. Wow. Unreal. Now check this. Jax, Bruh and PewDiePie split up to search for resources, so it seems that Bruh and PewDiePie are teaming up for the victory. Huh. Isn't that something? Jacksepticeye sprains his ankle while running away from Pengu Zero. Oh wow. Nico, E-Girl, BTS, and the blue-haired girl join up to kill the other tributes. But Too Mad dies of an infection. That is a yikes. So all of my favorite people that I wanted to win is dead. Like, I had a bet in my head of who I wanted to win. It was anything for views, and it was who was the other one? It's me, and it was Too Mad. Those are the guys I wanted to win, and now it's just up to me to win. Hi, this is Post TK editing the audio at midnight, and I don't know why I thought Anything for Views died. I literally just talked about him. I'm just as confused as you are. I don't think this is gonna happen though. This is bad. This is really bad. Rest in peace to our fallen candidates. All right.
This shit's gone wacky.
Well, this brings us off tonight too. Big Ed sets off an explosion, killing an E-Girl. Oh shit. Big Ed is armed with artillery. Who knew? He was tired. That's fitting because the guy's like an incel and he killed the only body he has is a woman. Take that in.
No one can stop stop him.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. Nico and Orlin and PewDiePie and Bruh form a suicide pact, killing themselves.
What the hell?
It was a quadruple suicide. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. And that's how that night ended. That is heavy.
Who's left?
I'm not too sure, but with that, this brings us into the feast. The feast is when the cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs of the following tributes families.
Night 1, Part 2, basically.
Yeah. All right. BTS, Jacksepticeye, and TK unsuccessfully ambushed Max Mofo, Anything Reviews, and Pengu, who killed them instead. No! No! No!
Who's gone?
BTS, Jacksepticeye, and yours truly. Oh my god. This is insane.
Left now. Holy shit.
There's barely anybody left. Wow. And then the last two people, blue-haired girl and Big Ed, decide not to go to the feasts. And this brings us into day 3. So we're in 3 days in. There's like 5 people left. All right. Nothing happens in day 3. All right. So here are the following tributes. In the span of one night, 8 people got bodied. That is E-Girl, Orlin, Nico, PewDiePie, Bruh, BTS, Jacksepticeye, and Dani Orphic. Rest in peace to the following tributes.
This is insane. All the good characters gone. Now it's just a bunch of wackadoodles.
I mean, Pengu Zero Maximofo is still here. Oh wait, Anything Reviews is still here. Yeah, I thought he died.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought he died. Bad. Yeah, no, we got some. Okay, if Anything Reviews wins, I'll be very happy. All right. Anything Reviews screams for help. Never mind. I think he's gonna die. Nice. Big Ed. Oh no. Big Ed falls into a frozen lake and drowns. And that concludes the night.
No.
All right. Well, day 4 hits off, and Anything Reviews is severely injures Max Mofo and leaves him to die. Oh my god. The betrayal. The betrayal. That is harsh. That is really harsh. Yikes. Okay, so this is the final act. This is the final act, I think. So this is an arena event that's currently going down. The arena turns pitch black, and nobody can see a thing. While fighting blue-haired girl and Pengu Zero, they lose their balance, roll down a jagged hill, and die? Oh my goodness! Oh no! That is terrible. So 4 cannon shots can be heard from the distance. Big Ed, Max Mofo, Blue Haired Girl, and Pengu Zero rest in paradise. And by default, that makes anything for views the winner! Let's go! Well, on that dramatic note, that brings us to the end of today's episode. So, you know what? After 2 months, two months, I give or take of not filming, I gotta say, that went well. I like that. I like how this turned out. I'm not sure if you guys could tell, but I got a new microphone. Oh, gotta blur that out. Use your real name. Bruh is still using fucking his dollar store microphone, but you know what? It's a nice.
A microphone. Will I ever get a new microphone? Maybe.
You get a Patreon going.
I think there's charm. There's now added grit to what we do.
I gotta say, I have my professional microphone. You have this fucking iPad or some shit. You know what?
It has charm.
If it works, it works. There's nothing wrong to it, to be honest. All right. Well, that concludes this episode. If you liked it, you always know what to do. Just make sure you drop a follow. Make sure you drop a share. Make sure you join our Discord. That will be linked below. We're starting up a YouTube channel, and maybe we might bring over to Spotify. Who knows? Maybe.
Hopefully.
That would be nice. But if we do bring it to Spotify, the background music would be an issue. Because, you know, copyright in Spotify, it's a little shiesty.
Don't we have a guy make our own music?
We do, but he stopped talking to me. Yeah, I mentioned him in an episode. He never really got back to me. Kind of screwed us over a little bit. But, you know, it's fine. Ramanizer still respects you. I gotta get into contact with him. And I just never responded. But I could just ask him again. It's not a big deal. But if anything, we just have no music, I guess. So, with that being said, hope everybody drives safe, have a good night, make sure you drink some water, and we'll see you guys in your next shift. That concludes your night shift. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.